One Piece.
Oh, I'm gonna say this right now. Best fucking flashback in One Piece, 100%. No argument.
Whoa.
Suck my dick. It's best flashback ever. Even better, dare I say it, than Robin and Law's flashback.
Disagree,
Boom.
but I want to hear your
Over.
like hard disagree, but like it's not bad,
Review
it's good,
over.
but like wow, I'm gonna need to hear back it up, back up the claim. And you can't just say because of Whitebeard and Roger, because that's like a fucking pro athlete using like steroids. It's not fair.
Hey, using it to his advantage. I mean, if like, okay, so listen, right? Weekly, you have a point. But
Hold on, can you readjust your phone? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So weekly, you have a point. But reading it back to back, right? When One Piece is done, this is the best flashback Oda has blessed us with conceiving with, right? Because it's because people are gonna put, oh, it's too fast, not much fight. Oh my god, no, Roger Whitebeard fight. Ooga boonga. No, bitch, no, it's not the point. Oda is showing us important parts that we need to see. Sorry, we don't need to see a fight. Yes, you guys can want to jizz over a good fight.
Yeah, but like clearly he's saving his action for the actual fucking like war that's about to happen. So
yeah. So fuck you guys. Stop complaining. Stop being little baby back bitches and enjoy what we've been given. We've gotten so much hype from the flashback seeing it. Because one thing I really would say about it is that, and the one thing that we used to talk about is we did I don't know if it was a video we did or it was like one of our offshoot conversations we had in the chat, right? But one of the biggest things we talked about was that one of the reasons why Red in particular likes One Piece and Hunter x Hunter so much is that the main character's actions doesn't affect the world at all, right?
well, to clarify, so yeah, that was a super eye patch wolf. He was discussing what makes a good protagonist, and he was talking about how.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So he was talking about how one of the interesting and actually One Piece and Hunter x Hunter are actually quite different on this. Whereas in Hunter x Hunter, Gon's actions are really not affecting the world whatsoever. He feels like an insignificant, force in the world, and that shows how big the world is. Whereas One Piece is a little different because One Piece is Luffy's journey to have more of an effect on the world. You know what I mean? As it goes through, the world is reacting to their crew because they're becoming more of a notorious crew. So yeah, but both can be done well, and I like both. It just depends on how it's done. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the reason why I bring that up is because we sort of forget that. I think a lot of people forget that Luffy isn't the only one who wanted to have this dream, right? It's like seeing a spin-off, right? It's like seeing a spin-off series. Basically, this flashback.
Do you mind if I word what you're going? Now I know what you're going for. Let me word it a little bit better. It's
yes,
kind of people say this a lot in One Piece, and he's actually right. Okay, so what's great about One Piece is that the world continues to move when the protagonists aren't there. You know what I mean? So like when a writer isn't as strong in this case, it can feel like everything pauses when the protagonist isn't there. You know what I'm saying? But like Oda, he's able to like keep things moving. So when we flash back to characters, they've been doing stuff. There's whole ass things that they've been done. They've gone through a journey, you know what I mean, that we just didn't see, but it's still happening. And it makes the world feel alive and vibrant because shit is always happening. It's a living, breathing world. And Luffy, while he does have a big impact on the world, it's not like everything that happens is centered around him.
Yeah, that's why Red's my stand. Like I'm the Papa fan user, and he's just like my stand. Red Alexander, dude. Someone, please, I commission you, me as a stand master, and then stand user, and Red is my stand. Red is the stand. Comprehension. My name is Speed.
Yo. No relation to Speedwagon. No, you know what? Your Speedwagon's like grandson.
Bro, I'm like an alternate timeline, like Speedwagon. Instead of British, he's black.
Yo, the ultimate timeline, the best timeline.
You know Orochi would do that.
No,
He'd
it's
be
probably
like,
you're like part 7 Speedwagon. You know how like
yeah,
everything got
Black
reset.
Speedwagon.
You know how everything got
Orochi.
like the universe got reset and some shit. And like it's an alternate universe in Steel Ball Run, and so like
Yeah.
there's a new Dio and a new Jonathan. You are new Black Speedwagon, and you're just Speed.
Speed with my stand comprehension.
Wow, why does it just look like a fat guy with glasses?
What is your punching sound? Do it right now for the
God,
audience. Do it.
all I have is a bag of fucking jawbreakers, so I'm gonna do this.
Oh man,
That's all I can think of.
That's beautiful. Anyway, so
Let me
yes,
crunch
best
this
flashback ever.
jawbreaker all ASMR style. Hold on a second. Well, hold on. It's like mini jawbreakers, so you can like chew them immediately. It's very satisfying. Takes away all the work of the jawbreaker. Hold on. There you go.
Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to skip to this.
You were saying it's like a spin-off. That's what you were saying, and then I cut you off.
So so going back to the actual like chapter, I have to say, Kaito really impressed me here.
Yep.
Like
the best, my favorite part of this chapter, the most like lean forward moment for me was Kaito being like, "Yeah, that bitch had her killed."
Yes, Justice. We talked about that, right? We called that. We were like, where is this bitch at? Where is she?
Where is she? Where is she? It's like Batman. Where is she? Where is she?
Kaido's like, oh yeah, you know that bitch. Sorry about that. You would have won if it wasn't for her, so we had her killed.
Bro, my neighbors are gonna think I'm like beating my non-existent wife.
Like
I yelled hella loud. I don't know if you could tell. No, like what's great about that too is like, because I'm so happy Oda put that line in there, because it really, that was a little bit damaging to Kaito's portrayal, because like it wasn't clear. Like we were kind of discussing, like, you know, I don't remember, I think we discussed, you know, did Kaito plan that? Was that part of his plan, or was that something that Orochi and the old lady did on their own? And now we know obviously that had nothing to do with Kaito. And I like that, because Kaito does not, we know, both of us, we know Kaito, if Kaito died honorably in battle, he'd be all down for it. You know what I mean? Like, he's not someone that's going to be like, oh no, my life, I don't want to die, I better do some trickery, right? Like, he would have been, I have a feeling he would have been down to die honorably in battle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's so perfect. It fixes that, because like Kaito, I don't see, you know, Kaito's not Blackbeard. That would have made him way too much like Blackbeard. Blackbeard's the one that's going to do the conniving trickery. You know, the fact that Kaito is just so badass. In fact, it's a scene I wish we could have seen. The fact that Kaito's just like, oh, you know, he realizes probably later what happened, because obviously in the heat of the moment he just got up, hit Odin, and then later he probably found out what happened, and I just imagine he must have been so fucking pissed. And like Orochi and the old lady probably wouldn't even understand it. Like, what we won? And he's just like, you know, it reminds me of Katakuri, and that actually adds that kind of fuel to that fucking theory that like he's Katakuri's dad. Because like that was hard. You remember when Katakuri did that shit? Like one of the best moments in One Piece, period. When Katakuri fucking flipped that trident over and stabbed himself in the stomach. Like, no, bitch, you don't interfere in this battle, because he had a respect for Luffy at that point. He wouldn't have cared in the beginning, but like he gained a respect. Whereas Kaito, I have a feeling, like the way he talks to Odin in this chapter, he has a respect for Odin. You can feel it, you know. And like this scene where he says, you know, they'll be talking about this till the end of time, what you've done here, you know. And it feels like he's almost ashamed to kill him, because like they made a deal. The man lasted a goddamn hour in boiling oil, and I feel like the only fucking reason Kaito is even killing this guy is, well, two reasons. One, because he wants to hit these weapons built, because he's trying to have the war, and the only way the weapons get built is if Orochi continues to have, you know, the outside dealings with tradings, all yada yada. And two, I think the bigger reason, he knows if he lets Odin live, that's like a huge threat to his operations, you know? Other than that, I feel like Kaito really didn't want to kill Odin. Like I feel like he was like, God damn it, you know. Like I feel like he really respected him on a level, and that is that character development I need for Kaito, and I want more of that. And like I can't wait to see what makes this guy tick. You know, we need a Kaito flashback, just like we got a Big Mom flashback. But like this was a little peek in the fact that he was so insulted by what the old lady did there, and by dishonoring Odin, who I think, at least in Kaito's mind, deserved honor. I love that. I love that he had her killed. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. So and his death too was fucking. Woo,
Oh,
I felt the chills, bro. Like he was born to boil.
did you
Like
notice too? I'll be honest. I had so there was something I didn't understand at first. Just because I must have been I was probably reading too fast. I was delving into speed. I had to dial it back. But there was a scene like you know how he gets shot before he finishes what he said, right?
hmm
Did you realize the audience finishes it for him?
Yeah, yeah, I do that.
Yeah, so I was dumb as fuck. I was reading it like, how the fuck did he say to Boyle? He got shot in the head. I didn't realize like, oh, there's a panel of them like breathing in to scream it. I didn't realize what that panel was. Them breathing
hmm
in. I thought that was just them sad. Like, I thought it was like a gasp. You know, like, oh my god, he got shot. You know.
Uh,
But yeah, so at first I didn't get that, and that made it way more powerful. The fact that like they knew exactly what he was gonna say, you know, and just seeing like within like an hour the whole country just turning around, like, he was protecting us this whole time, and it's crazy, man. And see, what I'm curious about now is like how that propaganda kind of spread through, because like as you know, we see, I guess it's just in the Flower Capital, but like when we first came to Wano, we saw like teachers teaching kids in schools about how fucking Orochi defeated Odin with his like two sword style yada yada. You remember that?
hmm
So like I wonder, you know, and obviously in the outskirts in the poorer towns you have people like, oh, one day the Kazuki clan will come back, you know. And what I love about that too is, you know, it's so cool because like Orochi's like paranoia about the Kazuki clan coming back. That was touched on in the beginning of this arc. It makes so much sense now because like imagine you're Orochi and you witness a man casually surviving in boiling oil for an hour, and then he says, "You fuckers better gain some strength because in 20 years, oh boy," like that's terrifying.
it makes a lot of sense because he was hyping up the future.
Oh
Because
yeah,
it makes sense now because we know in 20 years they'd probably come back because you know of what's her name's ability,
well
right?
yeah. He literally told her to send them 20 years ahead,
Yeah,
right?
so it makes sense. He was just like, "Hey, get your balls ready for 20 years, and
Yeah.
you're ready." And that makes sense why Kaito and them are like, all right, make sure this shit, is happening.
Well,
So
everyone thought Orochi was being paranoid, which was funny. Remember, like everyone, like even what's his fuck, the like Orochi's like main dude, the samurai that Zoro clashed with for a bit. Do you remember his name?
mhm. Because I mean, you have to be honest. You
Do you
have to
remember his
be
name? The guy
very
that the samurai that works for Orochi that Zoro clashed with for a bit.
Kyoshiro.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, when he clashed with Kyoshiro, or sorry, not when he clashed with Kyoshiro. Kyoshiro was even like literally the introduction to Kyoshiro was fucking Orochi's such a coward. He's still fucking worried about these ghosts.
Because I mean, I don't blame him though. Because think about it,
Oh
right?
yeah, I mean if you don't know that the
Well,
time travel fruit exists.
most people here, like if you're not like the age of like Orochi or like
Not even just
Kaito.
that. You would have to also know about what Toki's power is, which I have a feeling no one does other than Odin. And the people
Yeah,
that got sent, of course.
yeah. So I think a lot of people probably either forgotten about it or just were just like people were just. It's been 20 like for the 20 years nothing's been happening, so it's just like oh he's just it was just like a fucking
It would
bluff of a
become like
dead
an urban
man.
legend, right? It'd be
Yeah,
like
yeah, like a bluff of a man who's about to die,
yeah.
to scare, like because
To get
that's
your
what
last little jab in, like, oh, you're gonna
yeah,
get what's coming to you. Yeah.
yeah, like how like if people say like if someone dies with so much hatred, like they like
Their
they're like
vengeful
spirits of God.
spirit or something.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. So probably like non-believers being like, oh, it's just like fucking stop. None of that's real. It's just someone who's about to die and he just cursed you and you're just paranoid because of that. You're scared of ghosts, yada 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 type shit. But it's not really true because actually right.
So
He's
here's what's
actually right.
cool, right? I love how this flashback ties in so heavily to like the Void Century and like the truth about the world that they learned at Raftel, right? Because it's just like what he talked about this a couple chapters ago about how like Joy Boy is supposedly going to return, right? And we don't know if that means in like a reincarnation sense or like literally like from if he's immortal, like maybe he's Im-sama, like there's a who I don't know. That wouldn't make much sense because you'd think Joy Boy would be against the world government. I don't know, but like it's weird, right? Like it's implying that he's going to return, and that either means some sort of resurrection or like rebirth thing, or literally him. I think it'd be a little too cliche if it was like Luffy is the reincarnation of Joy Boy. I'd be like, I'm never a big fan of like the main character being part of a prophecy. Like Naruto kind of did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a fan, and I know you weren't a fan either, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I think Oda's going to be better than that. I don't think Luffy's going to be Joy Boy. I think that'd be a little dumb. But then again, I don't really know where they're going with this, and I'm interested. But, like, yeah.
I didn't know how to even work, how Luffy being Joy Boy. I don't know how it work.
Well, you could
I know Oda could. I know Oda's a genius.
You could pull some, like, the will of D passed down, yada, yada. You know what I mean?
Some like all for one bullshit.
So, well, I mean, a lot of people theorize that big ass fucking straw hat we saw in like the freezer under the World Government Castle was like Joy Boy's hat.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be one of, like, I could see it being that. Although I hope, again, I really don't. I don't think Oda needs to rely on like prophecies. Like, prophecies just seem so cliche to me. But I mean, I wouldn't want to rile up the remember that guy that was like, he's mad at me not liking aliens.
Yeah, I mean, because if Oda did
you just lack imagination. Prophecy storyline, okay.
It just be the Naruto effect, because one of the biggest things that turned people off about Naruto,
it takes away like his hard work and shit.
Yeah, was people, and for clarification for people who don't know, the biggest reasons why a lot of people were turned off by Naruto as a character in general is because at the beginning, Naruto was a person who just, his dad sealed. Well, he was unfortunate. He had the
in the beginning, we didn't even know that the fourth Hokage was his dad. That was step one, right? We didn't know his dad was crazy important. He was just a fucking unlucky kid.
Yeah, unlucky kid who got a demon sealed in him, and he had to earn it. He wanted to be Hokage to earn respect, so he had to work hard for it with like, all the extra shit. But then, as the series goes on, we found out his dad was the fourth Hokage. Mm-hmm. He had a high chakra pool even without Kurama, but Kurama still gave him the high chakra pool, right? Mm-hmm. And his mom was someone important because she had high chakra pool, I believe. Mm-hmm. It turns out that him and Sasuke were actually a part of two fucking bloodlines that were for very, 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 very ancient,
and
right?
Then, like, actual ninja god, like the Sage of Six Paths is like, by the way, you two are the chosen children, have god powers.
It's just like, okay, well, thanks. Like, the first, like, 30% of Naruto part one just completely gets thrown out of the water.
That's when we realized that Rock Lee was the true main character of that series. Thank you.
Yep. So I really hope Oda doesn't, I
trust in Oda. I really do.
Oda is a genius, so he could make it work, and I could be happy with whatever he does because Oda is a genius. Mm-hmm. Geniuses do fuck up. Don't get me wrong, but he is a genius enough to. He is a genius. That's not, Kishimoto's a genius in his own right, of course, but I think Oda knows how to better structure story and villains better than Kishimoto, in my opinion. We haven't gotten look, Madara's the main villain. No, Kaguya. We haven't gotten that yet. So
Im-sama is the Kaguya of this series, but luckily Oda introduced him.
Kishimoto. Hey, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Im-sama might be the Kaguya, but luckily Oda introduced him hella before the final battle, so it won't be a surprise.
Yeah. Like, if Kishimoto wrote the final arc of Naruto, it turned out that Joy Boy was Im-sama, but it turns out that Roger was alive all along. He was the actual main villain.
Turns out Roger was Luffy's dad.
Roger was the main villain.
Ace and him really were brothers.
So it's just, yeah.
Swan.
Not feeling it.
Wow. But basically we find out that the Kozuki clan were the original ones that closed the border, and I like that it was, he says it was to fend off an external threat, right? And obviously that was most likely during the Void Century, during the creation of the world government, because if you remember what happened, essentially there was a bunch of different kingdoms, like Wano, right? You would have had just your Wanos, your Alabastas, your Kanos, your I'm trying to think of other One Piece kingdoms. Your Dressrosas, all around the world, right? Separate little governments. And then 20 kings came together and created the world government. And then 100 years mysteriously passed where we have no history. And then all of a sudden they have total control of the world, right? So to me, it looks like Wano kind of pulled a smart here. And they closed their borders originally to make sure that the fucking world government couldn't take over their land. And mad abracadabra, look at us now. It's one place where the government still doesn't really touch. Now, obviously, because of Orochi, CP0 can sneaks in and out, obviously. And obviously we have the Marines that are a part of Sword, also in, sneaking around, but like they don't have influence. I mean, you remember when Akainu and Kizaru were talking? They were like, "Ooh, do we want to have a presence in Wano?" And then Kizaru, my man Kizaru, like number one on the list of last person I'd want to fuck with in the One Piece verse. Kizaru was like, I don't know about the samurai, bro. Them samurai got me sweating a little bit, and I'm literally the fucking speed of light. So, yeah, the world government really does not have a presence there, and they don't seem to even want to tempt that shit. Again, with the exception of CB0, because they're sneaking in and out with Orochi. But, like, up until Orochi, it worked. That kept the government out of them, and they got to keep their traditions and their country and their independence. And in fact, it was either Roger or Whitebeard during this flashback. One of my favorite lines where they said, in a weird way, Wano is one of the freest places because the world government has no place here.
Yep.
So yeah, that was cool to learn. Makes total sense. And again, I love how like Oda is slowly piecing together Void Century stuff, and knowing Oda. When we find out what did happen during the Void Century, and Robin is having her fucking, like, crazy, oh my god moment, it's gonna be, like, we're gonna be able to go back through the series, and there's gonna be, like, so many foreshadowing, like, here, and here, and you know what I mean? Because that's how Oda roll.
Mm-hmm.
Other things you want to talk about before we get to, like, the main shit?
Let's see. Oh, so I like how they're each having their own little like flashback moment of. Yeah, that's actually really cool. Each one of them is kind of like remembering like okay, I kind of like how they did that because it kind of ties up everything we know now, right? One of the things we talked about when the flashback first started is why are they so eager to get revenge? Why do they love this man so much? Now the flashbacks kind of coming to an end, we see why now. It all comes together like a popular little piece of the puzzle, right? They respected him. He gave them a chance, but the society never really did that, right? So, so it makes sense why they look at him as like a fucking,
And
like,
when that shit's animated, it's going to be playing in the anime.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, yeah.
It will be.
Dude.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna play when Odin's about to get shot.
Oh, it's gonna be something triumphant because he does the whole ass kabuki like.
So like, I can definitely hear it in the anime, just like other crowds saying to boil, but I don't know. The anime's been fucking up for a lot of things.
No, I mean I think Wano's been done well-ish, with the exception of like fucking up the whole pacing of the Kaito Luffy fight. Apparently.
Yeah, like that kind of turned me off, honestly.
Oh yeah, me too. Because you can't fucking make it, bruh. Out of every fight, literally every other like one panel clash you can extend. Okay, so like Sanji fights page 1 for like 3 pages. Make that a whole ass episode. Awesome. Zoro clashes with Kyoshiro for a couple panels. Make that a whole episode. I'm down. Zoro fights Kids Dude. Remember before we knew it was Kids Dude? Killer?
Yeah.
Make that a whole ass episode. But like this is supposed to be a one shot. It's gotta be. You can't. I hate when they do that shit.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, I turned it off. Like, I know.
I know it was animated phenomenally, but like, no, they were clearly like, I hate it.
No, there's something.
Oda even had to come out after that and be like, quell the hatred. He was like, guys, the One Piece anime is its own adaptation. They have the right to take liberties. Blah blah blah. Like,
really? Did he actually do that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh wow! Hold on, let me go on Twitter.
I mean, this was a while ago, like when the episode aired.
Yeah, I figured that.
You're not finding it now, bitch. It's gonna take forever.
No, but
it was literally just I didn't confirm it. It was just like how I follow like Artor and like Joy Boy, and like occasionally they'll just like drop some shit like in a recent interview Oda said this, and then I don't like look.
Oh yeah. I believe that shit.
Yeah. Let me see here. But yeah, I also love too the classic One Piece thing. He smiles. The fucking smile under the oil got me, bro.
Yeah, bro. Oof, that shit.
Oh.
That is just oof.
Oh, I also love like there's a couple lines here that really got me, right. The one that when it started hitting me was when Odin says, I will be clear with you. They are going to kill me today. Like when he's just like, it's happening. I'm dying. Just so y'all know. Like, can you imagine the fucking will and strength it would take to just be like, I'm dying. Prep yourself. And the other one I really like is we have a flashback where when he's giving the note to Toki. I'm trying to find it here. Yeah. He says, and like this is something I'd been wondering about, and I'm glad that it was clarified because Toki had been suspiciously like not sad. You know what I mean? Like very stone faced throughout this whole thing, and like we find out it is just one of those like I can't be sad, I can't show emotion, yada yada. But like people were starting to think she was the traitor.
Really?
Oh yeah, that was Tekking's main theory for a while because literally Toki was showing zero emotion these last couple chapters as Odin was getting like arrested and then boiled. It just kept showing her, and like Momo's like crying and she's like, no, it'll be fine, honey, with like a smile. So people thought, yeah, but no, I'm glad it was clarified here. And I just like this shot where because I love strong women, like in fiction and in real life, but like I just love how this is portrayed for her to be like, no, we're not your weakness. I love that line, like we are your family, and that's how he got caught. You know what I mean? Like the fucking the old lady used their likeness to fuck with him, and I think that probably pisses Toki off. And she's like, no, we're your family. We're not here to be your weakness. We're here to be your strength. I'm not going to be crying when you're the one that's about to die. Okay, like that's I love that. That's just a great character. That I love that line from Toki. And I love him saying like, who said you were gonna die? That's my wife. Like I love friends like that. And like, do you have a friend like that where like if you're like really depressed or something, like like, oh man, no one likes me, or I'm just such a piece of shit, and I was like, who said that? Who said that, bitch? That's not true. You said that, not me. Like I love when friends respond like that, and like to have a wife that's just like, even in your final hours, like, oh, who said you're gonna die? Well, you're not gonna die. Like that's just nice. I like that. Final
Yeah,
thoughts?
I agree.
Any other things to talk about?
Nah, man, this is actually really good. So that's like we're going to head. Sorry. Okay, start over. So, I don't think we're probably gonna see what you wanted to see. I know you said you wanted to see them like. I know you said you actually wanted to see them get sent to the future, like see the whole process. But I guess from the way it's looking, we're probably not gonna see that. We're probably gonna jump straight back into the present day.
Yeah, so I guess it's fair. We can make assumptions. And I think we may have saw like a kind of clip of that later.
Yeah, so I think.
I don't know. Who cares?
I think
whatever.
Like the pages, I guess the puzzles just fill themselves at that point.
At this point, I just want to see shit go down in this war. It's happening.
Yeah.
And remember,
so now,
just to remind you, because it's been 3-4 months. Last we fucking left off in the present, we had the Scabbards and no one else of their like. I don't even remember how many. It was like 10,000, 7,000, 50,000. They were gonna have a huge ass army of the people from the jail, of the other samurai, the mafia, not the mafia. I don't know if it's the mafia. The Hyogoro guy, like his boys, all of them. And then they just didn't show up, right? And then we found out Orochi like destroyed all the bridges. So where do we go from here, right? Like, how do we get the army to where they need to be? And you'd think, and like the crazy part is like one of the Straw Hats, there are Straw Hats that can fly, right? Luffy in Gear 4th can fly, but more easily than that, Sanji can just skywalk over these goddamn bridges and go and fucking let them know, like, hey guys, didn't fucking bail on you, we're just having an issue back here. Like, someone's gotta fucking fly ahead and warn these fuckers.
Yeah, so we still don't, and we still don't know who the traitor is, too.
Oh, I imagine that's gonna be, I gotta stop eating these fucking jawbreakers.
It's not law.
I imagine that's going to be revealed in like a very epic way during the war, right? You remember in Marineford when Squardo fucking stabbed Whitebeard?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, someone's going to get killed, and it's going to be the traitor fucking like stabbing him from behind during this war. I'm telling you. Speaking of killed, are you feeling another chapter closer to your boy Law's death right now?
He's not gonna die. If he dies, the only way I could see it being redeemed is if the Straw Hat gets his devil fruit.
Bruh. So what I'm hearing right now is that you don't even like Law. You just like his power.
No, shut the fuck up, bitch. Someone has to live on Law's legacy.
That's kind of fucked up. That's like a girl dating you for your dick size and not your personality.
Bitch. Okay, you can assume that if you want to.
Bro,
nice
yo, dude, confirmed. Law's your favorite character because of his cool ass power, not because of his personality.
I guess if you want
What
to.
do you like about Law's personality? That he doesn't like bread. Like, what has he got?
He has a great personality. He's cool. I like his backstory, his drive to beat Doffy gave him a lot of personality. I like how he's getting caught up by Luffy's fucking thing. It pros. I like many times that why I lost at the fucking Traitor because it's not in his personality, right? So yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, the only redeeming quality I would have.
At this point, the Traitor has to be a mink. Because remember, you have to remember all the things that the Traitor has done. One of the things that the Traitor did was tell Kaito's crew where Raizo was. Because remember in Zou, that was the whole thing. Jack got intel about Raizo being hidden in Zou. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you know that chapter secrets guy, Artor, he basically said, okay, at this point, it may have been Joy Boy, it was one of them. I'm sitting here looking at Odin holding up all these the scabbards, and they're all just willing to jump in. None of them I highly doubt it's any of the scabbards that are a traitor at this point. Like, can we both at this point? It would be very unbelievable that it's any of them that were there. Can we both agree on that?
Yep.
So it really is looking like a mink, and I'm going back to the carrot for traitor theory, bro. I need it. That would be amazing. That would make Carrot such a fascinating character if she had like a legit evil side, because she's literally a bunny girl. She's one of those characters that people would assume is just there to be cute, and then she's like genuinely has like an evil sadistic side. Can you imagine that? Like she's like, yeah, Garachu, she's all cute, and then she has like a sadistic fucked up side. That's everything. I need that.
So I'd be okay with it, but why a mink? Like why would what would be the mink's drive to do so?
I'm just. It'd have to be probably a story unique to her. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but something I'm trying to think, like potentially one of the scabbards wronged her when she was very young. Potentially, it could. I'm trying to think. So obviously, okay, so she'd be fucking over the scabbards and she'd be helping Kaito. So I'm trying to think, what could that be? I don't know. Yeah, we'd have to have a story, obviously, but like at this point, it has to be someone who knew where Raizo was, and that was literally either the scabbards, the scabbards, Law, some of the Straw Hats, or the minks. Like there's no like who the fuck else? You know what I mean? Like so like you got to narrow it down. We're all, unless we're gonna go down the Law theory. We want it to be Law.
But I literally debunked that though. There's
you
no
didn't
reason for it
debunk
to
it.
be
You
Law.
said you'd hate it.
No, I debunked it. I literally go back to my other videos. I really said why it's not in Law's character to be a traitor at this point in time.
Well, you're right. Yeah,
you'd be right.
Yeah, because he respected the fuck out of Luffy after he helped beat Doflamingo. Yada yada. You're right.
Like if just road that never happened, and if Luffy never proved himself to be useful to Law, yes, I believe
you're right. So Punk Hazard Law would have totally done this.
Yeah, 100%. Punk Hazard Law would have 100% betrayed him. 100%.
Let's not forget, Punk Hazard Law. I kind of missed that, actually. That was a fun time when Punk Hazard Law was just totally fucking with the Straw Hats. When they had no alliance, they're like, fuck you, Straw Hats.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it really, I think we're going to have to, obviously, I have no idea what the motive could be, but, like, just imagine, like, because I already like Carrot. She really... I warmed up to her a lot in Whole Cake. I thought she was a very cute character. The Sulong shit was awesome. She even formed a cool friendship with Chopper. So I'm already like invested in her. I love Carrot, right? So like it would be shocking. It would be fucking just awesome aesthetically. Because imagine if you're a manga author, how cool would it be to take this character who's normally cute and draw her like all sadistic and fucked up? Like, bro, it's perfect. I need it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh, I can't. Like, I genuinely hope that's it. That'd be so cool. So, like, my wish list for this arc. Okay, it's a long one. Sanji needs a full goddamn fight. Okay, I want a 2-chapter minimum length fight for Sanji. I want a at least 1 chapter length minimum for Chopper and Robin. Then just individual. Chopper and Robin have not had solo fights in fucking forever, okay? I want to go back to Enies Lobby days where every Straw Hat gets an individual fight that is at least a chapter or 2. Hopefully more than that, but you know how Oda be lately, okay? So I just need that. But Sanji, my boy, one of the big 3, give this man like a 2-3 chapter fight. My God, please. He's got a raid suit now. Like, Jesus Christ, give it to me. Obviously, Zoro's going to have a major, he's going to do some crazy shit, obviously. I think it's going to be cool because now that we see kind of the history that Kaito and Kaito and Odin shared, I think when Kaito sees Odin's swords being carried by Zoro, he might kind of have like a flash from the past, like, oh shit, Odin, you're back, but like in like spirit form, like metaphorically speaking, like, oh, I get a rematch with Odin finally, you know what I mean?
It's time for the Zoro fans to
Bro,
unite.
I can't wait for the Zoro fanboy moment.
Odin cut Kaito? Shit, watch Zoro cut off Kaito's arm.
Yo.
Oh, wait, ready for it. I'm fucking ready for it.
That'd be a big moment too, because like remember, don't forget Zoro's dream is to be the best swordsman. If he like surpasses Odin, or at the very least he cuts Kaito, he's like on Odin level.
I'm waiting for that Luffy and Zoro versus Kaito fight.
All right, now who wins between Odin? Okay, Prime Odin and Prime Mihawk. Who wins?
Prime.
Because here's the thing: Mihawk best swordsman in the world, but that could be argued that A is because Odin's dead now, or B, Odin lives in a secluded country, so he wouldn't be able to really have that title. Because we really need to see, because like I have a feeling, I think in order to be the best swordsman in the world, I think Mihawk really does have to be like approaching Yonko level, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, Mihawk's really is just this like lone superpower that like no one wants to fuck with.
Yeah.
I hope it flashes back. Remember last time we saw Mihawk, they had abolished the fucking warlord system and like the Marines were going after him and there was like 20 battleships for one dude.
He was like, shit, it's been a while since I've joined.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been caught. Or been chased. Let's go, baby. Again, I just need to know. I just need to know one thing, and that thing is there a goddamn admiral on one of those ships? Because if not, you done fucked up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd be very happy if I just get drafted into the Marines and they're like, oh, well, your first assignment is going after Kaito. I'm going after Mihawk. I'd be like, let me go. How's
the healthcare benefits again?
Let me go for Buggy instead. I'm gonna dump that ship.
Yeah, can I chase Buggy, please?
We're at the line to go for Buggy the Clown.
Don't forget though, the world at large thinks Buggy is fucking like mad hype. Remember, like people saw at Marine Ford, people saw Buggy shit talk Shanks and like attempt to kill Whitebeard, and then Whitebeard looked to him and like Whitebeard played along. He was like, Buggy the Clown, there you are. So people think he's Yonko level, bro.
I mean, Whitebeard did that because he knows them.
Yeah, I know. That's so and this flashback we just saw makes it so much better because Whitebeard knows Buggy is the fucking dumb kid from fucking Roger's crew.
That's actually so fucking funny. That's actually so funny. It makes it. I have to go see that shit in the anime again. I have to.
Yo, just remember though, man, like, if you're a dumb fucking recruit in the Marines, who are you more scared of, Mihawk or Buggy? Yeah, like, that sounds dumb to us, who knows, but, like, Buggy's got mad hype in the One Piece verse.
Yep, he does.
Buggy D Clown.
Buggy D, that's actually so dope.
Oh, I can't wait to see more Buggy, by the way. Holy fuck, give me Buggy, okay? Like, he's probably not going to show up in Wano, but he better goddamn show up in the final arc, okay? Okay, wow. Whew. Final thing I want to talk about before we end this is going back to your claim at the beginning of the video about this being the best flashback. It's good. I still don't feel that, and I just want to make sure that like am I the weird one for not feeling that? Like So it's crazy.
Yes.
But like, okay, I was devising a tweet earlier today. Like when you think of some funny phrase, you're like, ooh, that'll be a good tweet. And the tweet was, growing up is wondering if your lack of interest in something is because the thing is not good or because you have depression. Right? So like sometimes I literally will always wonder, like if I read a chapter and I'm not like, and everyone else is like hyping and I'm just like, oh, it's pretty good. I'm like, am I the wrong one? Am I just like,
I feel that. I feel that sometimes.
Honestly. Right? So like it was good, but like it wasn't like, whoa, you know what I mean? And like luckily, I think one of the things that stops me from worrying about that too much is like I'll go and, read like recently it's been Attack on Titan and I've been like screaming out of hype from that. And like as recently as like I'm trying to think, like in One Piece I think what I like the most is character interaction from like characters I love. So like when Sanji and Zoro were arguing and like when Chopper and Brook were like putting on samurai gear, I fucking lived for that chapter. When fucking Roger and Whitebeard clashed, I lived for that chapter. When Sanji put on the raid suit and finally achieved his dream of going into a bathhouse using invisibility powers, I lived for that chapter. So like character shit, and when Oda does his godly action, which was the last really good ass fight we saw was obviously Katakuri versus Luffy, and oh my god. So like it's not that I don't, it's not that I'm like losing interest or anything just because I'm not as hyped as you, that's what I have to tell myself constantly. I'm like, why am I not as hyped as Thurman? Maybe it's just that our opinions differ and I'm not just, I don't know.
No, I get it for sure.
It's good. I mean, it was really good. It was hype as fuck. It opened up, like, in terms of, like, the Raftel shit was fucking wild. Like, that was, like, some endgame level shit that Oda was teasing us with. But, like, to me, this cannot beat Robin and Brooks. Robin flashback, Brooks flashback, bro. And Laws is amazing too, obviously. Corazon, Jesus Christ. Corazon alone. Huh, that character. Wow. But like, bro, you're telling me this beats Robin and Brooks?
Yeah.
Look up a little thing called recency bias.
Recency Oh, and this, I'll give this chapter a 9.5.
A year from now, I'm gonna ask you what the best flashback is, and if you ain't gonna say it ain't gonna be Odin. It's good, bro. We're talking top 3 for sure.
No, that's not fair though, because a flashback that appears like if I say Roger's flashback doesn't Odin, it's gonna be like, see, I told you, right? Are you gonna do that?
You think we're getting Roger's flashback in the next year?
Well, you know what I meant though. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Point being, yes, it's good. Top 3. Like, this is one of those things where like you make me look like a douche because like you set the bar so high, like best flashback, and I'm like top 3, and they're like boo him. Nah, you can't beat Robin and Brooks. I'm sorry, it's unbeatable.
Yeah, that sounds like you're biased. But anyway, the rating for this chapter.
Opinion.
The rating for this chapter is 9.
One last thing. I know that I'm not biased. No. Here's how I know I'm not biased. Because, like, that's something I do worry about. Like, oh, am I biased to things that happened when I watched it in, like, my childhood because, like, rose-tinted glasses and shit? But no. Because, literally, I read the Katakuri Luffy fight. I never even watched it in the anime. And after I read it in the manga, week to week, I was able to say, that's the best fight in fucking One Piece. And that blew my mind because that doesn't normally happen. Normally I got them rose-tinted glasses hardcore and like shit from the beginning I'm usually like hyping up. Nah, bro. Katakuri Luffy took it. So yeah, no, I don't got that recency bias. Or rose-tinted glasses.
Okay.
Bitch. Now what's your fucking rating?
I said it like 3 times.
I was ignoring you. Say it again.
9.5.
Oh, shit. So, what are you going to rate the chapter when Law dies?
0. I'm sorry. That's too harsh. That's too harsh. -10.
I can't wait, bro. Oh,
I'm not reading One Piece for a week.
For a week, which means nothing. We've been over this.
I'm taking my own Oda
what you
break.
should do is take work off a week for sure.
I still have to live, unfortunately. Our government and capitalism and all that stuff.
Well, hold on though. By the time Law dies, maybe Bernie will be in office.
So one legend dies, another.
Yo!
That makes a lot of sense.
that Nothing funnier than someone saying that makes a lot of sense to something that makes no sense. We just talked about Law from One Piece, a fictional series, dying, and like his soul fucking passing and transcending over to Bernie Sanders. Nothing about that made sense.
Yes, but it's still gloriful.
Either way, don't forget, we made the plan to, when One Piece is ending, we're both taking like a week off of work, and we're gonna, if not a week, if you can't start a week, do like 2 days. But I'm fucking flying to where you live so we can read that shit together and do a live reaction. Well, actually, no. I hated the live reaction was bad. No live reactions. You know what? I'm not ruining my experience of the fucking last chapter with the live reaction. We're gonna read it together in like a very friendly, no homo way, 5 feet apart because we're not gay, and then we're gonna do a review from like a beach in fucking California. We're gonna go to a California beach because Therm lives in Nevada, and we're gonna fucking get a martini, the gayest drink. I don't even know if that's a gay drink, but I want the gayest drink possible. Still 5 feet apart though. He tried to save himself.
He had the fragile masculinity there, and then he went back. He was like, "Oh, hold on."
No, I want the gay drink. Look at him. It's literally because I don't know how gay a martini is. Is it?
I didn't even know they were gay.
I just know that like Family Guy makes. I think it's a mojito is the gay drink according to Family Guy.
Oh,
a mojito.
That's let's get that shit then.
I don't know. I know that I just want like one of them fruity drinks because I'm a bitch and I don't like alcohol. I want it to be tasty. But yeah, no, I want it fucking in style on a beach in like the middle of the night too. Like I want like a moonlit beach, no fucking people around, you and me, our toesies just barely in the water with like a laptop that has like data, and we just read One Piece. Like that's literally, I'm not even fucking kidding. That's got to be a moment. Like the last chapter of One Piece, I might fucking cry. Like I will. I will cry. I want to be able to be held in your big strong arms on a beach in the middle of the night under the moon in California.
That's just like the ending of Gintama kind of broke me a little bit, but the ending of One Piece might just fucking
That's like, finally I'll see the first tear ever fucking uttered from your manly ass eyes.
From a fictional series, probably.
Oh shit. Oh god. Well, anyway, that was an amazing video, Thurman. 47 minutes.
And with that,
peace.